What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 21st of October, and Bitcoin did exactly what we were looking for it to do. From a low to a high here, measuring this fib retracement, we went right down. We were calling for a 108.5 to 106.5K price, right smack dab in the middle there at 107.5K. Finding support at the 0.5, which is kind of uncommon, but this cycle Bitcoin's actually shown a lot of respect at its 0.5. Most people, when they draw fibs, they expect respect at the 382 or the golden ratio, and when I say most people, I'm most people. These are the areas that I think anybody who uses fibs, they're very aware that these are very key areas, especially if you're expecting to trend higher. These are the areas that you typically find support at, not here. But Bitcoin's been finding a lot of support at the 0.5 this cycle. There's something to think about there. With this, not only are you finding support at the 0.5, but you're also finding support, at prior resistance here. Really, it's like you've just found support at what is a relatively significant level, as you can see here, right? Support, resistance throughout this, support right there. I mean, it's a somewhat significant level there, and I think we're showing support now. Can we get back above the 236? That's the question, right? If we can get back above there, 109.7K, then we validate this as a higher low. We're further validating this as the low itself, and we are ready to move higher, and that would be awesome. I think that we will. We've cleared out a lot of leverage positions, right? On Bitcoin, I actually haven't seen this low level of leverage positions on both sides in a while, right? Typically, whenever the longs are decimated like they are, we see the shorts at $20 billion, not even close. Here at about a $16 billion market or total volume, cumulative volume. Here you're at about a $6 billion. That's still pretty high overall across the board, but it's some of the lowest amounts of leverage trading positions that we've seen in months. You know, we check on this every single day. Over the past 24 hours, we have definitely built on some shorts. We've got about $2.5 billion in shorts. Built on a little bit of longs, but the shorts are dominant on the 1 day, the 7 day, and the 30 day, which is great if we're looking to move higher. Looking at this on a 1 hour time frame here, volume is coming in as we're moving higher. A little bit of volume on the way down as well, but it didn't really take you anywhere. I think that we look good here, guys. The RSI got pretty oversold, pretty volatile here, but you're still overall bullish, I would say. I would like it if we don't reject the 50, if we can push higher immediately. I think it's important that, you know, anybody watching this video, if you're watching this, by the time you're watching this, I think it's important that the price is continuing to grow, okay? Green hours versus after green hours. Get this 1 hour RSI above the 50. I think you will. The stochastics suggest that we have more to go. We're probably going to continue to rally going into the end of the day. I would expect that we are above 110,000, probably even above $113,000 by the end of this day, the 21st of October. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, we've got a few things coming up with the Federal Reserve here, the Payments Innovation Conference. Okay, we're not going to be doing a watch party on this one because, damn it, if it doesn't go all day, man, it's a very long time. There's some breaks here and there in between, but I think that the interesting points of conversation might be, you know, whenever we have the CEO, co-founder of Chainlink speaking. Some of this might be interesting. Some stablecoin stuff is definitely going to be interesting. I'm less interested in AI payments, but maybe that might be the most interesting, right? Maybe that's the one to pay attention to the most. I don't know. Tokenized products should be interesting as well, but I'm most interested in what they have to say in the first half of this day, less so in the second half. But it'll be interesting nonetheless. There will be a lot of crypto. I mean, just look at this here, right? You've got all kinds of crypto-related stuff. Chainlink CEO, Fireblock CEO, co-founder and CEO of Paxos. Circle is pretty crypto related. I don't know, Dollar App or Fifth Third Bank. I don't know. Maybe I should know. ARK Invest, Coinbase, Stripe, Head of Strategy, Web3, Google Cloud. That's all crypto, right? I mean, all these people, in reality, all these people probably have their hands in crypto. So it should be interesting to see. Hopefully we get some friendly remarks and some friendly regulatory guidance or whatever it is that they're doing here. $109,000 is the price. I'm sure they're just spitballing ideas. I don't think that there's anything that's like going to be passed as far as laws go, but hopefully they talk good and friendly about crypto. They talk in a productive manner that benefits anybody and everybody investing. Anyways, enough of that. Let's move on. The stochastics do suggest that we go higher, which looks good for the RSI, I think. The MACD, who cares? It's the 1 hour time frame, but flipping bullish here would be nice to see as well. 4-hour time frame here, zooming out a little bit more. The RSI did reject the overbought zone, which is not ideal. You don't want to see that really ever, but hey, it happens. You're finding support at the 40, which is nice. That's a very solid retracement down. You're overall in this upward trend, right? You've got higher lows and higher highs. You're probably going to make a stab into the overbought zone with this next run. Now, what's interesting here is the dynamic at play with these 1-hour and 4-hour time frames. Okay, the 1 hour, at least by the way of the stochastics, I would expect that we are moving higher going into the end of the day. The end of the day is right here. It's this line right here, right? That's the end of the day. So end of this day, the 21st, we're going to be moving up. We should see new relative highs, in comparison to this yesterday's high right there. So I think we will. That'll coincide very well. But if we look at the 4-hour time frame, the RSI here, and even the stochastics as well, we'll get into that as well, but bouncing off the 40, with this kind of trend that you have, and you're bouncing off the 40, I would absolutely believe that we're going to make a stab at that overbought zone. But you're not going to do it like this, right? I mean, it can happen. It could definitely happen. But I would assume, you keep up with this trajectory, you're probably going to be making your move here. So you're going to get, the way that you should look at this is not that your move starts here. I mean, for all intents and purposes, maybe it does start here, whatever. But the strength, the strongest parts of your move happen in the overbought zone, right? If we look at this here, just for example, look at what happened before you were overbought, right here, okay? That was before you overbought. Look at what happened after you were overbought, right? So the thought here being that once we get overbought, you're really going to be kicking off this move. We should be separating from this range, and you probably will see prices above 116K, I would think, by the end of this week, which is pretty awesome, right? We're going to move, maybe we're at 120K or higher by the end of this week, you guys. We're at 109K now. And again, the thought here, if we're just moving up, this is kind of fast. I feel like it could be at this trajectory, it could be at this trajectory, maybe it's faster, who knows? But sometime between now and the coming days, by the end of this week, we should be getting into that overbought zone. And if we get a reading like this, where we're getting sustained levels in the overbought zone, that could really promote some serious growth, right? That's exactly what we saw when we went on our run. When we why can't I talk? When we went on our run, maybe that's hard to say, or maybe I'm just waking up to our new all-time highs. We might be doing the same thing here. We've got the right setup for it on the RSI. It's just an interesting thought that by the end of the day, we'll be up above here, and that'll likely promote this 4-hour RSI to go higher as well. And then maybe in a day or two, maybe 3, we're in the overbought zone. When things really get exciting, we should be breaking above this, which means that we're returning to all-time highs, guys. So interesting stuff. Not to mention, we have the hopefully crypto-friendly meetings with the Payments Innovation Conference today. And we have the 29th of October to look forward to, which is the FOMC announcement. Every FOMC meeting that we've had this year, Bitcoin has moved up into the meeting. Every single one of them, Bitcoin has moved up into the meeting. Let me say it again, okay, for the people in the back. Every FOMC meeting, the Federal Reserve, when they meet together and they talk about what they want to do as far as monetary policy goes, every single one of those meetings this year, the price has moved up like this into it, okay? Maybe like this, maybe somewhere in between, whatever, but it moves up into it every single time. So we've got all these positive things in the charts that are suggesting the same thing that we're seeing here that line up with the narrative that I just portrayed there as well. It makes sense. Bouncing off the 50 here on the stochastics, positive, bullish. It's actually very bullish. Typically, you want to see that. Typically, you actually go from the overbought zone to the oversold zone to the overbought zone. So whenever you get tied up here and you come back up, that's actually a sign of strength and that we are trending higher, of which I think that we are. I really do think we are. Here we are on the MACD, crossing above the 0, coming back down to touch tips here. The oscillators are going to touch tips, right? And that typically does promote growth. Typically, you get that kind of behavior whenever you are trending, right? Sometimes you get slight crosses like this here. You're coming down. You got a slight cross to the upside, but you still kept coming down, right? These slight crosses happen. Sometimes that does happen. But just looking at the 1 hour and the 4 hour indicators, the other indicators here, I don't think that we're going to cross red. I don't think that we'll be here for too much longer. This should be a bullish separation that happens here, and then both oscillators will be crossing above the 0 as well. What happened the last time that we had both oscillators crossing above the 0? The blue one already crossed by this line, but the orange one crossed right here. Whenever we crossed, we consolidated for about a day, and then we rallied. We crossed with the blue line yesterday. We've consolidated already for about a day. I think we're just going to rally. I think we're doing it similar to what we did last time, but we're going to move up a little bit more, a little bit faster, right? The orange line, by the time the orange line crossed the zero, that's when we started to consolidate. We're here. I think by the time the orange line really starts to cross the zero, we're going to be breaking out, breaking free, because we're not there yet, but we're about to be. Positive structure, right? Positive things on all these indicators here. If we're looking at this on the daily time frame, the RSI is at the same areas. It's bouncing from the same areas so far that it's bounced from every single time since March of this year. This area has been very reliable. You don't even have to think, you guys. You don't even have to think at all. You want me to tell you what it is? You don't even have to think about it. Ready? If we're at a level 36 or lower on the RSI, buy. You just buy right there, right? You go long, you buy, whatever. You know, maybe in moments like this where it comes up and it comes down just like that, you'll continue to suffer for a little bit. But inevitably, you know, even if you bought at that first low point here, inevitably you'll be validated, you'll be vindicated if you're just patient. Looking at the stochastics here, bouncing off the oversold zone as well, that's a positive look. Right? If you look at this, notice. Sorry, hold on. Let me clear out my throat here. Hold on. Oh man. I woke up last night like, you guys ever, this is weird, but you ever cough and you like wake up and you cough and it's like you coughed something up? I did that last night, but like while I was sleeping, so I feel like I haven't recovered. It's like I swallowed it, went down the wrong pipe. I don't know how to explain, man, but that it's kind of gross to think about or talk about, but normally I clear out my throat like every single day anyways. Like it's just I've got this like asthmatic problem. I have to clear my throat out if you guys have noticed in your time watching these videos. But it's especially annoying today, let's just say, because of that. Anyways, the differences here, guys. Notice these subtle differences, they mean a lot. We call this technical analysis because it is a technical game, okay? This is a technical thing right here. The reaction here that you're having on your oversold zone, do you see how this is different than any other reaction we've had? This is more bullish. This is more bullish. This is the most bullish, actually, is to bounce right off it like that. It's not get in it, but to get at it and show significance right then and there. Every time we've gotten oversold, look at the positive reaction that took place afterwards. The positive reaction every single time. This reaction, in theory, might be more positive than anything else we've seen. We're going to get, this is just the beginning. We're in our first 3 days. You guys, we are going to, I think, V-shape recover out of here. I was doubting it at first. I was really doubting it. I mean, back here, I didn't think that we'd V-shape bottom out of this, but I'm starting to believe. I'm starting to believe. And even if we don't V-shape all the way out, maybe we just move up at a good pace here. We consolidate. Perhaps it's not a V-shape overall, but we will continue to move up at a fantastic pace. But damn it if I don't believe that the coming days going into the 29th, we're going to be moving up toward 120K or higher. We're going to be doing some good stuff. The MACD sucks. The MACD looks bad, if we're being fair. The MACD on the daily looks bad. But to contest that, whenever you move sideways like this, whenever you're being choppy, the MACD is not that reliable. Okay, let me show you. We we crossed up here. We bounced off the zero. Look at what we got. We got nothing, and we actually got a lower low, right? We crossed down. We're getting bullish momentum or bearish momentum building. We're at the weakest point we can be, and that's the low right there, right? As soon as we cross down here, it's bearish. We move up. As soon as we cross up right here, it's bullish. We move down, right? It's been very unreliable because we've been moving sideways. MACDs are better whenever we're trending. But all that to say, it does look bad now. In fact, it actually looks the worst that it has in quite some time. Let's go back in time here and just see when was the last time that we had our histogram here. Our oscillators were down here. Last time that we had our oscillator down here was here at the low, and we moved up to new all-time highs, so that's encouraging. But the last time that our histogram was this low, man, it's been a long time. It's been really since August of 2024. You guys remember what happened in August of 2024? We found our low. That was a flash crash right there. A lot of people jump to the conclusion, they associate this flash crash with COVID. It's not even comparable to what happened on August 4th in 2024 or August 5th. What day was it? Whatever. I mean, this drop was bigger in a one-day time frame. That was on the 5th. And overall, from a high to a low, this drop was way bigger in a very short amount of time compared to what we went through here. Let alone COVID. This thing doesn't even come close to COVID. It doesn't even come close to this. It's not even the same. Look at that. Look at that. People are so dramatic. Do you guys remember what happened here? I don't even remember. I remember that being a low point because we look at these charts all the time. I don't even remember what the reason was back here. That was just a low point. That was our post-halving low point there, and then we started to rally. We got very bullish after this low, you guys. Anyways, so that's the last time that we saw the histogram anywhere near this line was here at the low point before we went on a massive run there. Actually, the fastest and most growth that we saw for Bitcoin, this whole rally happened after that. You've got bullish signs. You've got bullish divergence on the stochastics. The RSI is bouncing from the same area. Everything looks good here, guys. So beyond all that, of course, we have our magic megaphone pattern here to play off of as well. It's looking like we are getting that, what's it called? Why can't I think of it right now? Partial decline. We are getting that partial decline. Let's look at this here. Right, where you reach for the trend line, but you can't quite get there. That's the partial decline. And it's a megaphone because you have higher highs here and you have lower lows there. Whenever you get 5 touch points, which is typically what a megaphone sees whenever it comes to maturity, is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The 5th one typically does miss. Typically, we do have a partial decline, and this is bullish. It implies that whenever we go up to this line, we will break out and break through. We're going to be breaking free. We're soaring, flying, it's gonna be so good. We're pumping through the sky. 109,000.5 right now. We're probably moving up, you guys, okay? That's the main essence of it. I don't know if you got the vibe of this video so far, but we're bullish. We're very bullish. The weekly time frame's bullish. The daily time frame's bullish. The 4 hour, the 1 hour, it's all bullish. We're moving up, man. 109.5K. We'll see you at 112K by the end of the day or higher. We'll see you at 120K by the end of the week. That's the expectation as of now. It is the 21st. I'll see you on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.